Chill out, Scooby Doo. Scooby and Shaggy were headed to Paris to meet with the rest of the mystery gang. Like, shouldn't we be there by now? Asked Shaggy. Little did he know the plane was miles from their vacation destination. We will be landing soon, announced Alfonso Lefleur, a monster hunter posing as a tour guide. Lefleur used Scooby snacks to lure Scooby and Shaggy into a crate. Then Lefleur sealed the crate and tossed it out of the plane's cargo doors. Suddenly, Scooby and Shaggy were free-falling toward Mount Everest. Like elevator going down, cried Shaggy. Shaggy and Scooby were racing down the mountainside when Shaggy's cell phone rang. It was Fred calling from Paris. Fred tracked Shaggy and Scooby's location using the GPS on his cell phone. "This can't be right," cried Fred. "The Himalayas?" exclaimed Velma. "Home to Mount Everest and the mysterious abominable snowman? We've got to rescue them." Scooby and Shaggy's wild ride came to an end inside the gates of a monastery. Professor Jeffries, an archaeologist searching for the lost city of Shangri-La, and his Nepalese mountain guide Pimba found them. "Are you all right?" asked Professor Jeffries. "Yeah, but the rest of the gang must be worried sick about us," cried Shaggy. Pimba agreed to take Scooby and Shaggy to the weather station. "You can call your friends from there," he said. "I'll come too," added the professor. "It's dangerous out there with the snow creature." "Rose creature?" yelped Scooby. "Rice!" The professor told them about the abominable snowman, also known as the Yeti. Ooh. Pimba's little sister Minga caught up with the expedition. "There's a storm coming," she warned. While everyone settled in for the night, the professor sneaked off with his supplies. It wasn't long before the Yeti let loose a spine-chilling howl. "Ooh! Not to worry, I'm the greatest monster hunter in the world. In all the world," said Lefleur. It turned out that Lefleur had tricked Shaggy and Scooby into coming into the Himalayas so that they could be the monster bait for the abominable snowman. "No way, man," cried Shaggy. "You're going to have to bag this winter weirdo on your own." Scooby and Shaggy narrowly escaped the Yeti's clutches thanks to the sudden appearance of their old friend, radio DJ Dale Chillman. "I came here months ago to see the monster," said Dale, "and I was tired of waiting for him to show up. And now that I'm planning to leave the Himalayas, the Yeti tracks are everywhere." Safely back at the weather station where Dale was broadcasting from, Shaggy found a strange letter. I wonder who wrote this strange letter, asked Scooby-Doo. You two stay here and take over the radio broadcast while I go search for your friends," instructed Dale. Soon, Fred, Daphne, Velma arrived at the monastery. "Check it out, gang," added Fred. "Scooby snacks, and those look like Shaggy and Scooby tracks." "But why would they be heading up the mountain?" asked Daphne. "I've got a hunch our next clue will be waiting for us in thin air," said Velma. "Let's follow those tracks." "There's something strange about these tracks," pondered Velma. "The creature must be huge, but his footprints barely sink into the snow." Suddenly, Fred saw Pimba in a monster trap and quickly freed him. "This is my sister Minga Radio," exclaimed Pimba. "She listens to Dale Chillman wherever she goes." Unfortunately, the abominable snowman listened to the radio too. That's how he found Shaggy and Scooby. After tearing through the weather station, the monster chased them up the radio tower. You think you can outsmart me, beastie? Asked LaFleur as he threw a net over the Yeti. But the Yeti escaped. It roared, cracking the ice under LaFleur. Then the monster came after Scooby and Shaggy. "Hang on, Scoob!" cried Shaggy. As Scooby rose into the sky after accidentally inflating a weather balloon, "I'm hitching a ride." Velma, Fred, and Dale arrived at the weather station moments after Scooby and Shaggy floated away. "According to these inventory records, a few helium tanks are missing," said Velma. "Take a look at this," interrupted Dale. "This seismograph is picking up some strange vibrations deep inside the mountain." "Let's split up and look for clues in the mountain," said Fred. Scooby and Shaggy dropped from the weather balloon and landed in a secret burial ground. "Welcome to the lost kingdom of Shangri-La," said the High Llama. "Years ago, men driven by greed came here to seek riches, and our paradise was lost." Like that must be why the snowman has such a chilly personality," said Shaggy. "He's just trying to protect this place." Fred and Velma had made their way to the heart of the mountain. "Jinkies!" cried Velma. "It's an enormous crevice." Suddenly an explosion rocked the very ground they were standing on, uncovering an ancient stone bridge deep in the crevice. Dale grabbed some climbing gear from the snowcat. The three quickly rappelled down to the bridge and headed into the nearest cave entrance. Meanwhile, Pemba and Daphne were exploring the Yeti cave. Daphne stubbed her toe on a helium tank. What are these doing up here?" asked Pemba. "I don't know," replied Daphne, "but I think the abominable snowman is less snow and more man." Suddenly an explosion revealed another tunnel. "I wonder where it leads?" asked Daphne. The tunnel in the Yeti's cave led to a crystal cavern. That's where Daphne and Pemba found Dale and the rest of the gang. "It's Professor Jeffries!" cried Pemba. "He's trying to steal the sacred crystals." Kaboom! Professor Jeffries loosened the crystals from the cave walls. "Come on, gang," said Fred. "I've got a plan to catch the crystal-craving creep." While the professor wasn't looking, Scooby and Shaggy stole his special crystal. "It all makes sense," cried Velma. "Professor Jeffries used the legend of the Yeti to scare us away from the mountain so he could steal the, I hate to interrupt," gulped Shaggy, pointing to the Yeti who came howling into the cave, "but, run!" While the professor and the Yeti chased Scooby and Shaggy and the crystal, the rest of the gang set up an icy trap. Scooby and Shaggy expertly maneuvered the sled in the snow. The professor and the abominable snowman came to a crashing halt inside the monastery's gates, where the crystal rose safely to the High Llama's feet. The gang wasn't safe yet. At the moment, an avalanche was speeding down the mountainside towards Velma and Dale. "They're not going to make it," cried Daphne. Luckily, the Yeti flew into the air and grabbed Velma and Dale just in the nick of time. "A flying abominable snowman," exclaims Dale. "My mind is blown." "Try Snow Woman," cried Velma as she removed the monster's mask. "Minga used the helium tanks to fill her costume, and that's why her footprints didn't sink deeply into the snow." "I'm so sorry," said Minga. "I'm Dale's #1 fan. When I learned that he was leaving, I brought the Yeti to life so he would stay." "That's real cool, Mama," said Dale. Now that the icy adventure was over, the gang could finally enjoy their vacation. "Paris is for lovers, right, Scoob?" asked Shaggy. "Well, I'm in love with the springtime spread." Shaggy's cell phone rang like, "Hello," he answered. "Guys," said Fred, "I think I've got the wrong plane." "Like next stop, the Amazon jungle," cried Shaggy. "Scooby-Dooby-Doo!"